Hi, welcome to the Natural Remedies section of the cooking show. Today we'll be teaching you about charcoal. Charcoal is a wonderful, wonderful substance that can help with reducing inflammation or swelling, takes away infection, takes away all sorts of things that can cause a lot of pain. It's also really, really good for itchiness. So if you have mosquito bites or ant bites, you'll find it will come in handy. Today we'll be teaching you a very simple... Oh yes, and if you have a sore foot as well. So if we...
and if you wear socks and shoes either.
If you don't wear socks and shoes like Tamar didn't one time and you get a bindi, they're very, very helpful for taking away the poison from bindis as well. Okay, so have a listen. Now we're going to show you how to make a poultice. It's very simple. You take equal parts of the charcoal and flax meal, which is just ground up flax seeds. So today we have a tablespoon of each, and you add just enough water to bind it into a nice thick paste. So we'll do that now with just a little bit of water. And you want to stir that together, but do it very carefully. Charcoal has a tendency to be very puffy, and if you do happen to get it on your clothing, it can be difficult to get it out. But you just have to add little by little. It's not an exact science. What the flax meal will actually do is retain the water. As long as the charcoal stays... Careful, sweetheart. As long as the charcoal stays wet, it will continue to absorb the various infections. But once it dries out, its absorptive capacity goes away. Okay.
It's cold?
It's a little bit cold. Alright, so as you can see, I've got quite a thick paste there. That's kind of the consistency you're after with a poultice. Now, God doesn't just love rich people. He loves people who don't have much money or any money at all either. So we're going to show you a really cheap way to make a poultice. I have an old piece of chucks, but you can use a piece of paper towel, or if you have only got toilet paper, you can use that as well, or even a really thin piece of material, or a handkerchief if you're out camping and you haven't thought of anything. And you're going to take, for this case, we're just going to do a little poultice on Tamar's hand. So today we'll just use a little teaspoon like that. But you can put a poultice like this on any part of the body. But for the sake of modesty today, we'll just be using the hands. We'll do the charcoal band-aid in a minute, sweetheart. But I have heard of a case before. People have had food poisoning and they put a poultice over their stomach and it will help to take away the poisoning. So it's just a wonderful substance. All right, you put it in between your cloth and then you place that directly over the area that you're hoping to help. And you'll wrap that up like this. Then we have a piece of cling wrap, but you can use an old piece of shopping bag or any sort of plastic. This is to help retain the moisture, but also to avoid the charcoal coming out and getting on your clothes or any other parts of your skin. You wrap that firmly around. In the case of cling wrap, it will tend to hold on to itself quite well. But you can add a piece of sticky tape or a rubber band to hold that on, as you can see here. So just hold your hand out, sweetheart. So I've just wrapped that around there, and that is a charcoal poultice. It's very, very easy. With children, they'll sometimes be tempted to want to touch it a lot. So it can be handy in the case of feet with ant bites, or hands if they've cut themselves, to put a glove or a sock over the top so that sometimes they might forget about it. But as long as the poultice is covered by the plastic with a bit of a gap on each side, it'll help in case there's a bit of spillage. Now, ideally, you'd want to change your poultice every 2 to 3 hours. That way, you'll have the maximum amount of absorption of the chemical or the poison that's in there. But sometimes we've gone to bed with them overnight, and by the morning, you've fixed whatever was sore anyway. So you have to really play that by ear. Okay, so we'll leave that one on. And we're going to just show a really simple one now for children who may have got an ant bite or a mosquito bite and you're out camping or you're outside and they say it's really itchy. You can just use normal charcoal that's just powdered, but in the case of today I've already made up the mixture, so I'll just use this mixture. But you can just simply wet your finger and then dab it into your charcoal mixture and use that too. It's as simple as that. Just put it straight onto your band-aid, and then today we're going to pretend we've got a mosquito bite on our head, and we're just going to pop it on. And as simple as that. So there we are. It's a bit messy, but it does its job very, very well. It's very, very cheap, very accessible, And it's God's wonderful way of providing solutions. Yeah, we'll put some sticky tape on that in a little while. It's very, very useful to always use prayer when you apply the poultices, because it's by God's wonderful grace and glory that these things will actually work. So we've found that that's been a real blessing as well, involving prayer in our natural remedy work.
What did you do, Mama?
We put a poultice on your hand, didn't we? And on your head too. I want to thank you so much for being with us today, and we look forward to seeing and hearing from you soon. And for more life-changing information and other natural remedies segments, please come to this website. Thank you, and God bless.